Good morning, everyone. I want to thank everyone for coming today, especially for those of us who did do the bicycle ride this morning in the rain. As the statewide bicycle pedestrian coordinator for PennDOT, I really appreciated the staff who showed up and supported our executive ride today and who are supporting Bike Month in Pennsylvania. I did want to point out, we did a little bit of show and tell today with our bike ride. We supporting the 4-foot overtaking law with the bicycle and the banner. And I think it's really raising awareness about the fact that we do have a law and that you do need to give a little more distance than perhaps what you think. So with that, I'll start out by introducing my boss, Secretary Richards, to talk a little bit about what PennDOT is doing to support people who walk and bike in Pennsylvania. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. PennDOT is all about giving people mobility options and making sure that they can travel as safely and efficiently as possible. And bicycling is a big part of that. So we're very happy to be here with you today. Thank you, Roy, and thank you all for joining us to celebrate Bike to Work Week. Welcome to Bike to Work Week in Pennsylvania. I'd like to take a moment to let you know what PennDOT is doing in support of this amazing mode of transportation. PennDOT is updating the 2007 statewide Bicycle and Pedestrian Master Plan. The plan will outline a framework for improving conditions for biking and walking, especially for those who walk and bicycle out of necessity. We anticipate the plan will be completed by the end of this year. PennDOT staff will present the vision, themes, and objectives for the 2019 plan at a public meeting here in Harrisburg on May 30th. We will share the meeting via live webcast. You can visit our website for additional information. The department also continues to support biking in Pennsylvania through Multimodal Transportation Fund competitive statewide grant program. For fiscal years 2017 to 2020, PennDOT awarded more than $20 million in funding for 33 grants for projects that include improvements to bicycle and/or pedestrian facilities. In addition to the multimodal grant funds, PennDOT also provided $13.4 million to support on-road bicycle facilities through federal transportation alternative set-aside funds. The department also supports legislative initiatives related to bicycle safety, including bills that would allow construction of parking separated bicycle lanes and protect vulnerable roadway users. Unfortunately, tragedy does strike. And to underscore that sad reality, part of the Bike Week commemoration will involve a display of what are known as ghost bikes here at the Capitol. These 18 white bikes, each representing a 2018 bicycle fatality in Pennsylvania, will be placed on the Capitol steps on May 16th. You can learn more about this memorial, the Ride of Silence, at penndot.gov. PennDOT's priority is the safety of all roadway users. I'd like to remind drivers to slow down and give people on bikes the required 4 feet passing distance when you see them out on the road. As you can see, this is the distance of 4 feet to the left of me. And I'd also ask those riding bicycles to always ride responsibly. We are so fortunate to call this beautiful state our home. I encourage everybody to make time to either bike or walk and take it all in, and take in all that Pennsylvania has to offer. Thank you so much.
Hi, everybody. I'm Cindy Dunn. I'm the Secretary of the Department of Conservation and Natural Resources, DCNR. Thank you, Roy. Thank you, Secretary Richards and PennDOT for organizing Bike to Work Week. It's something I look forward to every year. I'm sorry to say I wimped out on a ride this morning in the rain. However, I was with everybody in spirit, and hats off to the brave souls who rode in the rain. And a special thanks to our DCNR trail team standing over that way, the experts on trail building in Pennsylvania. We at DCNR bring a special amenity to the table with regards to bike riding, that is trails. And one reason I really look forward to Bike to Work Week and the ride every year is that we get to use part of the Harrisburg area Greenbelt. The Greenbelt is this beautiful emerald necklace surrounding Harrisburg that is a bike trail. We just had a groundbreaking last year at Fort Hunter for a section of the trail that will actually, thanks to PennDOT, will make one lane of North Front Street part of the trail so people can safely ride from Fort Hunter and connect to Wildwood Trail and get on the Harrisburg area Greenbelt. Several sections of the Greenbelt were paved with DCNR funding recently. 7 intersections were made more safe in a collaboration with PennDOT and DCNR. And if this is something you want to experience firsthand, the 19th annual Tour de Belt is June 2nd, so you can ride the full 22 miles yourself and see Diane Krippus and our team if that's something that interests you. Statewide, trails are a priority for DCNR. Pennsylvania is the #1 state in the nation in the number of rail trails, so we're truly a trail state. When you think about it, you know, our manufacturing history, our rail lines, really in our beautiful communities along the rivers and waterways, set the stage for Pennsylvania to be a great state for trails. So now these rail lines are being captured as rail trails, and we're seeing this wonderful transportation network between our communities. This is driving economic benefit to the rural communities of Pennsylvania and places where we've completed trails that leads to great economic value, like the Delaware Lehigh, the Great Allegheny Passage, the Schuylkill River Trail, and many, many more. This is a boon to the economy. It's great for health. It's great for for transportation and engagement of the touring public. Additionally, Pennsylvania has 2.2 million acres of state forest land that's under DCNR's management and stewardship. On these vast state forest acreage, we have 3,700 miles of gravel roads. I've learned that gravel road riding is getting to be a thing. And I got good news. We got a lot of gravel roads, and you can enjoy them tomorrow. So that's a new amenity, and undoubtedly, some people will find them useful in the transportation network that they have via 2 wheels. We also have miles and miles of single-track mountain biking in the state forest land, and we have state parks that have trails set up for biking. And if someone wants to try one locally, Sweaterra State Park has both a full-circuit bike trail around the park, and it has a mountain biking course. So people can learn mountain biking and learn to do this very safely, and maybe that's a good place to start for a lot of people with their bike riding. We have a vision in Pennsylvania of a statewide connected network of trails, and this will augment the highway and road transportation system and really open up the door for more people to commute by bike. We have just begun a new statewide recreation plan. Our goal from our past plan was to have a trail within 15 minutes of every Pennsylvanian. That way people, if you live in a rural area, you can ride over to a rail trail or put the bike in the back of a truck and go over the mountain to the rail trail. If you live in an urban area, you can walk several blocks, ride several blocks, get on a trail. So that's the vision. The new state rec plan will focus on health and wellness and connectivity and really connecting to communities. So we'll focus in on those connectors into the communities. We'll work collaboratively with the other state agencies like PennDOT and other agencies to create those connections and really connect our citizens to their local trails so that, again, safe riding can take place from home out into a trail. So again, this is a great celebration. It's a great way to bring awareness to this transportation network we have in Pennsylvania that includes biking and includes trails. Thank you.
Hello, thank you everyone. I'm Eric Papenfuss, Mayor of Harrisburg, and I thought we could take things down to the local level here today. I want to start by thanking DCNR and PennDOT for what they've already done to help the city improve our bike infrastructure. Not only do we have those improvements along the Greenbelt, the extension to Fort Hunter that were already mentioned, but as we speak, it is a grant-funded project which is currently replacing the lower Riverwalk of Riverfront Park, jacking up those concrete slabs, removing all the cracked concrete and potholes, and turning that whole extension of the Greenbelt into something which is bike-friendly. And when I first became mayor in 2014, it was PennDOT that stood by my side and was fully supportive of putting in the bike lane on Front Street, which at the time was quite a controversial project, but has turned out to be a wonderful addition, taking some of the traffic off of out of our park. And we have a lot more planned for the future, especially with multimodal grant funding. So I wanted to talk about 3 quick projects that are going to be happening in the next year in Harrisburg, all of which I think will be a great precedent for the rest of the Commonwealth. We have a vision in Harrisburg. It's called Vision Zero. And Vision Zero basically means that we're not going to tolerate another fatality due to traffic colliding with bicyclists or with pedestrians. And every decision we make in terms of investing funds in infrastructure, we're going to try and make it safer for bicyclists, safer for pedestrians. I want to tell you a little bit by way of an introduction of a young man named Donald Welsh. Donald Welsh was 27 years old. He lived in Allison Hill, just across the State Street Bridge, and he rode his bike to work every day. And tragically, on his way home from work, Donald was killed on the State Street Bridge not very long ago, one of 5 different bicyclists and pedestrians who were killed on that very, very dangerous stretch of State Street. And if you look at State Street, you know you've got 5 travel lanes, you've got 2 parking lanes. It's a huge, almost a highway cutting through a very residential neighborhood. People have been unfortunately killed just trying to cross the street to get groceries, or riding their bike, or simply trying to get to their parked car. We have an initiative, and we've been working closely with PennDOT to turn State Street into a pilot rapid response project for Harrisburg, which will establish for the first time in the Commonwealth 2 parking protected bike lanes, one on either side. What we're going to basically do is eliminate 2 of the travel lanes, move the cars into the center of the road, and establish parking protected bike lanes on either side, new crosswalks, better lighting, new pedestrian refuge, all of this in an effort to calm and to improve what some have said is the most dangerous stretch of road anywhere in the Commonwealth. That is coming soon this year. In addition to that, yeah, it's a big deal. In addition to that, and so imagine going on on the Greenbelt, and now you can come down State Street safely, and you can approach the Capitol complex safely. We also have plans for Harrisburg's first 2-way cycle track. This is a project we've been working on with multimodal funding from PennDOT for in front of FIA, where currently, you know, you have parking for whatever reason in the middle of the road, and you have workers that have a hard time crossing from the parking lots on one side of 7th Street to where they work on the other side. We want to eliminate the parking. We want to create a 2-way cycle track, which is going to be the first of its kind in Harrisburg, and it's going to go to what will be the city's first roundabout, which we're planning right at the corner with the new federal courthouse, which is very much under construction as we speak. They're burying the electrical and utility lines. The roundabout is going to be a wonderful way to have traffic move smoothly, and that whole corridor is getting energized and improving, and as that happens, we want to make it safer for bicyclists and pedestrians. So that's Vision Zero project number 2. And then we will be meeting this summer for a final design meeting with the community and the neighborhoods to talk about 2nd Street 2-way. This is another project which is funded by PennDOT through multimodal grant funding, and it's an opportunity to take that bike lane, which goes one way in the southern direction on Front Street, and have it go back in the northern direction on 2nd Street. In addition to putting in a bike lane, instead of having 3 lanes of traffic going in one direction, we want to see 2 lanes of traffic going in both directions, also making it easier for pedestrians to cross the street and for bicyclists to find a safe place to get to and from work. So that's what we're celebrating this month. We're celebrating about partnerships on the state level that trickle down to the local level and that make things safer for bicyclists. And I know the folks behind me went on a tour of Harrisburg already this morning, And Harrisburg is a wonderful and safe place to bike to work, but we can make it better. That's what Vision Zero is all about, and that's what we're doing in Harrisburg in partnership with DCNR and PennDOT. Thank you.
Wow, good morning. Yeah, I'm one of the ones that actually did ride.
Yeah.
So today we separated the riders from the rest. Just a little jab. But no, I mean, every day is a good day for me when I can get on the bike. And so I appreciate this opportunity every year. I did author the Share the Road legislation, which I think was very important. It followed our 4-foot law. I think it was something that we could make a statement on our plates to our on our vehicles. Something that would also be supportive of the pedicycle coordinator in the office. And on that note, I believe that there's so much that was said today by the Secretary Richards and Dunn with respect to the opportunities we have here in Pennsylvania. And for me, being safe and being able to get up every day and to continue that means something special to me. Locally, geographically, and something very personal I'll share with you. I have a friend and constituent who she lost her sister on a bicycle and her son on a motorcycle, all in the interaction with vehicles on the highway. And I just think it's unfortunate, unnecessary. We all have to be prudent and defensive as we use our egress and our highways and the things in which we participate in. But being able to be in Pennsylvania where you do have the options to the trails, Secretary Dunn made that clear, and I think that's a great option that we have. I have authored the protected bike lanes, which I think is another very important initiative, as was spoken about by several different speakers before me, which I think is terrific. And I think we have to find that balance as to how we can utilize the highways and byways and be safe doing it. And so even though some of my colleagues here didn't ride today, and I told them and I was going to rub that in a little bit, the mayor didn't get the memo that we weren't canceled, but I'll give him a pass. So lighten it up a little bit here today. Appreciate it. Thanks so much. It's always a lot of fun for me every year, so thank you.
So that concludes the speakers for the program today. I want to thank the press for coming and giving us a little coverage on the Bike Month. I want to thank the representative, the secretaries, and the mayor for their participation today. And go out. It is a beautiful day to ride a bike in Pennsylvania. Thank you.